All
All
right.
right.
First
First
thing
thing
to
to
check.
check.
First thing
First
to
thing to
check.
check.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
that's
better.
better.
Why am I
Why am I
hearing
hearing
myself?
myself?
Hello.
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 How's that?
How's
How's
that?
that?
How's
Hold
that?
on.
Hello.
I
I
cannot hear
cannot hear myself.
myself. Why? Always the same thing. Hello. Hello. Oh, there it is. That's better. Hello. Okay, let's see if we're live. There you go. In case you get to watch this recorded live stream, today I asked the question, what would you say or ask God? What would you ask God? Actually, today maybe someone joins the live stream and asks the question. I'm interested in knowing what would you ask God. Tell him or ask him if you have God in front of you. What would you ask him? So let's see if someone joins the live stream, because my live streams usually are like echo, echo, echo. But that's fine. I sometimes enjoy doing these live streams, even though there's no one listening. But in case you want to have a conversation with someone about God, I'm a doubter. You can tell me why you believe in a God or which God you believe in. You know, today I was watching a video and listening to an atheist channel in YouTube. What's his name? Matt Dillahunty. I've been listening to him, to his videos. He's an atheist, and lots of people call to the show, especially, I guess, Christians and believers. And for many years, because Matt has been doing this for a long time, and I've always enjoyed how smart and reasonable Matt is. Sometimes he's a little bit, strong in his words, but I guess he gets frustrated with people with crazy beliefs. But when I was listening to this video of him that was recently recorded, I think this was the first time that I disagree with Matt Dillahunty when he was talking about the vaccines. I'm not going to even mention the C-19 thing because I don't know why I don't want YouTube to take down this video. But he was talking about the vaccines, and I found it really interesting that hopefully I'm not mistaken, but he seems to truly believe that the vaccine worked. I was surprised. He said that it was it was certified by the government. I don't remember the exact words, but it seems that he believed that the vaccine worked and saved lives. Wow, Matt Dillahunty, I'm surprised. I'm truly surprised. I think I left a comment on his channel. I'm like, look, Matt, I've been listening to you for many, many, many years, and I agree with everything you say because you are so smart, intelligent, reasonable. You use your head. And what happened with the vaccine? That was interesting. The name of this live stream is "What would you say or ask God if you have God in front of you?" Imagine Him coming down from the heavens and telling you, "Okay, here I am. You've been spending years praying. I'm right here. What do you want to tell me or ask me?" What would you say or ask God? I would like to hear anyone. I'm interested in what would they ask God for a favor, for an explanation. Probably, I don't know. If I have God come down from the heavens and stand in front of me and tells me to tell him something or ask him anything, man, I think I will take my long list of 2,000 questions, starting from number one question: what for? What was the whole sacrifice thing of supposedly your only son? What for? I think that would probably the first question I would ask God if He came down from the heavens. I think probably would not be good because I would be asking a lot of questions and probably telling Him a thing or two. But that's hypothetically that God would come down from the heavens and have a conversation with a simple human being, a YouTuber. So anyways, if anybody see my videos or get to see this live stream, I tell Matt Dillahunty that I say hi, and why in the world would you believe that the vaccines worked? What evidence do you have? I could be mistaken. Maybe I misunderstood. I was not 100% paying attention to the video because I was also doing something else. But I always like to listen to Matt Dillahunty because his conversations with people are very interesting. Again, he sometimes gets a little bit tough with people. No patience. That's understandable. Anyways, in the meantime, maybe someone joins and like to ask me a question or respond to my question, which is the title of this live stream. I'll be happy to provide with my humble opinion. In the meantime, just to talk about something. Also today I was watching a video from, what's his name? Door. I know his last name, Show. And he was interviewing Candace Owens. Man, I have gone from believing and happy that the supposed killer was found to being in the spot that I'm like, you know what, this is crazy. I don't think he did it or he got help from someone. Mainly by just listening to the people from TP USA. from Charlie's security guy, top guy. Everything that they open their mouth and they say something, I get more suspicious. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe these people are lying. These people are contradicting themselves. What's wrong with them? I don't understand why Erica Kirk will get upset with someone that is asking questions about Charlie's assassination. Why would you get upset to another person wanting to know more of what happened, having doubt? Why would you get upset? That for me, that's one of the things that I don't understand from Erica Kirk. Why would you be on TV and express your discomfort and your rejection with people that are doubting that one kid assassinated Charlie Kirk? So every time I hear Erica Kirk, every time I hear one of the guys from TPUSA, I'm like, man, no. I think this has to be investigated more in depth. One thing that I remind myself, I ask the question, did I see the kid shooting? I mean, there was thousands of people that day, every one of them holding a camera. Even one guy spotted the supposedly shooter on his camera, and there's no one video of him shooting. That's hard to believe, and still, I myself, I don't know about you, but I have not seen the Robinson guy taking a shot at Charlie Kirk. No, I haven't seen it. So there's got to be undeniable evidence somehow that he did it, or did it by himself without the help of anybody. Not only that, but one thing that is really hard for me to believe is the shot in the neck from a bullet that is going through there at a speed of sound, and it was stopped by a human neck. I think if I was a person that is professional in guns, probably I would be truly offended. Trying to convince someone that knows about guns, about bullets, about rifles, convince that person that a rifle at a very close distance shot a human being in the neck and the bullet did not come out on the other side. Probably it could happen that I'm just ignorant about the subject, and yeah, probably a superhuman neck can stop a bullet flying at the speed of sound. Wow. I heard someone saying that it's a miracle. What a stupid thing to say. A miracle will be that the bullet was deflected and Charlie Kirk will be alive. That will be a miracle. The neck stopping a bullet going at the speed of sound doesn't sound like a miracle. It sounds like there's information that we need to know. Sounds more like it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this thing about Erica Kirk and Charlie Kirk and the assassination. I'll try not to hear any more Erica Kirk continue talking, because more she talks, the more suspicious I get. I guess that's what happened with a lot of people. In the case of Candace Owens, I think that mainly she's asking questions. She's asking for things to be uncovered. She's asking for a more in-depth investigation. And I don't see why anybody would get upset at her asking questions. You know, when there's an assassination, for example, a man is killed, probably was shot in the head or something. One of the first person that are investigated is the spouse. Probably the wife wanted his husband dead. But the person that killed the man was seen on a video. Probably the face cover, it was a man, it was not a woman. How many times had an investigation taken place just to find that the wife, I'm not saying Erika Kirk orchestrated this. I'm not saying that. The reason I'm mentioning this is that I think it will be a more credible investigation, more reasonable investigation if you look at every angle. If you pick up every rock and look underneath. One thing that definitely has to be investigated is Mikey McCoy's phone logs. That's one thing that has to be investigated because he's the way he acted that day. It was absolutely amazingly way past that line, like being a coward. You know, like I don't know. No, it's extremely suspicious. You know, I heard a video, Erika Kirk saying that Mikey called her seconds when Charlie was shot. Of course, by now you already know maybe that there have been contradictions between Mikey, Erika Kirk, was the Turek, Dr. Turek. Everybody saying something different. But, you know, I have thoughts. I'm like, okay, there's a shot. He picks up the phone, put it in his ear. He's doing something like this. Never saw him dialing a number or going through the phone or, you know, nothing. It seems that Mikey was already on a call. And even if it's true that somehow he dialed the number real quick and called Erika, again, I have thoughts, you know. I'll try to imagine the conversation. Hey, Erika, Charlie just got shot. And Erika is like, is he okay? And what Mike is going to answer? I don't know. I'm not with him. And Erika is like, what do you mean you're not with him? Who's with him? They're taking him to the car. Mikey, why you're not with Charlie? Why are you not trying to help? Where are you? I'm like walking past the parking lot. I would think that Erika Kirk would be so upset with Mikey. Why you're not with Charlie trying to help? That sounds weird. At this point in time, I don't blame anybody that is thinking that this whole thing about Charlie's assassination is extremely suspicious. I imagine myself having these people like in a round table and people asking questions. The Robinson kid that supposedly made the shot, Erika Kirk, Mikey McCoy, Dr. Turek, everybody that saw something, were there, say something, and start asking questions. I want to see the faces. I want to see the eyes. I want to see and hear the contradictions. I think probably it would be easier to determine what happened that day by asking them those questions directly. Oh, you don't like it? You are asking for respect? Sorry. Sorry. I think now this is something that is public, international, and people want to know what happened. Yes, it's your friend, it's your family member, but this was taken publicly, and like Candace Owens, like myself, and like a bunch of people don't think that what the government is saying is what really happened. We truly doubt that what the government is saying is correct. In my case, I could be wrong. Maybe they're right and they're going to prove it. But right now, we're very far from that point. I don't believe much of what they're saying. But anyways, that's what I saw and heard Erica Kirk saying today. She was extremely upset. She seems to be more upset now than, I don't know, forgiving this kid Robinson, the supposed guy that killed Charlie Kirk. She's very upset right now. I'm still waiting for TPUSA to get to interview Candace Owens. Why that has not taken place yet? I mean, I think that's one other thing that will clarify many things. All those negative things that TPUSA are saying about Candace Owens, how about you ask her about it? There's right there. I think TPUSA has a very important and open opportunity to clarify many things. Confront your most important and heavy person questioning what you are saying about Charlie Kirk's assassination. If you're able to sit down with Candace Owens and have a conversation and answer her questions, probably I will be talking about something else. I'll be talking about a god or another god, or talking about something else, and not talking about this. Someone could hear me talk and say, "Oh, but this Javier is so disrespectful. They don't understand. Why would we leave her alone?" No. I don't care if someone gets uncomfortable about this. I think actually I'm doing something that is good. I'm asking questions. I don't tend to be fooled very easy. You know something? When someone asks me if I got vaccinated, what do you think I would answer? First of all, I would correct the person and tell them, I think vaccinated with the C-19 vaccine. I think when you're really asking me if I got injected the experimental drug in my body, no, I didn't get the experimental drug injected in my body, no. But when you worry about getting the C-19, I got it. I had more worse colds than that. I didn't even have a cold. I just lost my my smell for 4 or 5 days, and my back hurt a lot. That was it. But yeah, That tells you more or less how I am. I like to think. I like to analyze. I like to have questions. That's one of the reasons I'm no longer a believer. I'm a doubter. I doubt that that the Christian God is real. I think the whole thing is made up. Why? Because I'm upset with God, like people say. But if I'm telling you I don't believe in the God, why will you tell me that I'm upset with the God? I really doubt that the God says, no, you're upset with God because you truly in your heart you believe in God. But if I'm telling you I don't believe, I no, no. Um, Anybody that wants to ask me a question, have a conversation, want to talk about a problem that you have, I'm willing to listen. What would you say or ask God if God comes down to earth and tells you, what up? What do you want? I'm finally here. All be interesting. So if I doubt that there is a God, how do I live with myself thinking that there is no God? Aren't I afraid of dying and there's nothing after death? That I doubt that the God from the Bible is real or not. I have thoughts and I think about what's going to happen after we die. And sometimes I ask myself, what was I doing before I was alive? I don't remember. I don't know. And I wasn't alive for thousands and thousands of years. Where was I? Well, God didn't create you still. No, that doesn't feel right. So what's going to happen after we die? I don't know. I do not know. You know, one of the disadvantages of not believing in any God or doubting that there is a God, one of the disadvantages is that you get to feel very lonely. It's a lonely place knowing that there's nothing. But I don't believe totally. That's why I say I'm a doubter. I don't believe that there's like nothing. Of course there is. But what could be on the other side waiting for us? You know, I go through a series of scenarios. Okay, Earth maybe is a farm. It's a farm like animals, but instead of animals, it's us. And these farms belongs to an extraterrestrial being, and Jesus is the person in charge of the farm. So this intergalactic alien comes to his farm, and he wants to get his. I'm not gonna remember that word. You know, like when today they put a fish in a pond. It's a farm, fish farm. Once they're ready, they get them out and put them on the table to eat. So probably an alien comes every thousands of years once there's a lot of humans on Earth, and then they pick us up and take us to another galaxy or world or anything, and we are food for them. They don't take all humans. They leave a little bit of humans, you know, like Adam and Eve, just so the humans can grow again and multiply again. And then they come again thousands of years later. Is that impossible? I don't know. It's a possibility. Maybe that explains why civilizations disappear. Maybe the human farm, I don't know. It could be. One other thing that I think maybe, do you know Elon Musk? He wants to go to Mars. If you send a human being to Mars, what are you going to get to do? if you want to prepare Mars for arrival of more people, you want to have some structure over there so you can send more people. So maybe this God is a super special Elon Musk that developed these robots called humans, developed two of them because he thought about sending thousands of robots to Mars, but it was not possible because didn't have the means to do it. So, he came up with the idea of sending two robots that you can transport them to Mars very economically because it's just two of them. Once they get there, you design them in a way that they can multiply. They get together and they can multiply and have thousands of robots, and then they can get Mars ready. Are we these robots that were sent to Earth to prepare Earth for, I don't know what? Is God some kind of super galactic Elon Musk that decided to send two humanoids to Earth just to see if Earth was a place that civilization couldn't move to? Are we humanoids or robots that were sent for scanning and collecting information? Can I prove that is not possible? It's a possibility. One of the things, when I think about what happens when we die, I don't know if you have seen these videos of these kids that remember their past life. That's one of the things that make me think a lot about what happens when we die. I remember several videos. One of this kid that was obsessed with airplanes from like World War II or something like that. And he was having nightmares and making drawings, and suddenly he see a picture of a pilot and see pictures of war, and he started naming the people and naming the everything. And once the parents see what's going on, the kid remembered that he died in an airplane at war. And supposedly all this information was verified to the point of the investigation pinpoint who this kid was in another life. This kid remember everything. Once the kid finally understood why he was having these nightmares and, of crashes and everything, apparently he resolved that. And this Indian girl also that would tell her parents that they were not their parents, that her parents were somewhere else. The problem was that the girl remembered. So the little girl was telling the parents where to go to find her real parents, and they took the girl to where she was telling them, and supposedly she found her previous parents. You got to find those videos and look at them. I always say supposedly because I don't believe anything 100%. But the way they present the information, and from other more reports, you start thinking like, what happens to our mind, our memories, our soul? Does it get recycled? Is reused? Why, if it's reused, would you get that whatever mind, soul thing into another body just for that new body to have nightmares and live a horrible life because of what happened in a previous life? That's very complicated. But that makes you think that there could be something more than just a ridiculous, crazy God on the Bible. I think for expanding humanity and going farther and moving and exploring and discovering everything that we have to discover in this universe, it gets stuck by this ridiculous idea of an upset God with psychological problems of the Bible. Someone from 2000 years ago is telling you what God is. I reject this horrible portrait of immoral God. I think that if God is real, God is to be discovered. I think that's one of the reasons, at least I share with you one thing that you could probably use in your life to understand some of the problems that you have around you. I'm going to share this with you. I have mentioned this on other videos. What are we doing on earth? What are we doing here? What's the purpose of life? Myself, I'm starting to come more and more with the conclusion that we have a Trinity. Yes, a divine Trinity. You know, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You can reposition that. You can translate it. And humans go by thoughts, the mind, go by feel what the human being feels, and by action. That's the divine trinity of humans. If you don't move in life and you stand still in the same place, you will start dying. Your body will start deteriorating because you were made, whoever designed you, the universe, God, gods, aliens, whatever, it seems that wanted you to have mobility, to move. So I'm like, wait, okay, so whatever created us, designed us, wanted us to move. With what purpose? Well, moving allows you to explore. If you get a toy like a kid and you see that this toy has different angles and does several things, you want to explore the thing that you have in front of you. Okay, but then I'm like, okay, so mobility, you move, you explore, and that's it? No. One more thing. Discovery. If you move and explore and you find a place that you really like, you like it a lot, and you discover that it's a nice place and you've been there in the same spot for many, many, many years, you're no longer discovering anything and you start getting bored. What initially was something that you were surprised and you were like, oh, this beautiful, like the picture I have, like, oh, Mira, look at the sky, beautiful sky. If you keep looking at this sky, you discover this beautiful sky. You keep looking at this sky for days, for weeks, for months, for years. There's no mobility, no exploring, and no more discovering. You will start deteriorating. You will start dying. That's why you have to move on in life. So probably that explains why some people hate their spouses. There's no more moving. There's no more exploring. They know every part of the other person, and there's no more discovery. Your spouse probably wants to feel the excitement again of discovering the possibilities of finding someone else and see the opportunities of having feelings that no longer feel. So the person moves out, explores the possibilities, and discovers someone new. Same thing is going to happen down 10 years. The person is going to get tired of this new spouse and they now need to move to explore and discover. I think that's one of the reasons that we go to on a rocket, try to move, explore, and discover. You know, if there is a God, I suspect that He made us with that purpose. Now, what are we supposed to discover in life? Do you really think that if we knew what we're supposed to discover, it would be a discovery? No. So we don't know exactly if we accept this this design of humans. We don't know what are we supposed to discover. Maybe this universe, this entity, this God, these gods, this alien, this whatever made us, wants us to go in a certain direction. That entity or those entities, they want us to move and to find something. Life, it seems to me, is trying to find something. Your body is trying to do everything it can to keep you alive as long as possible. It was made that way. You don't have to do anything. It keeps you alive as long as possible. What for? Because you gotta do something about what you were designed for. Am I going too deep? Maybe God is all alone in this multi-dimensional whatever it's called, because I don't know what it is. And He's lonely. So He has separated Himself in trillions, quintillions of pieces and trying to find another God somewhere, because God cannot believe that He is by Himself. Is that possible? Is that why we're always looking for something? Is that why we're always scrolling, trying to find something that makes us feel? Because we have this necessity internally that we need to discover, to move, to explore. There's this very absolutely very hard for you to go against your humanity, your design. You cannot stop yourself from wanting to find out more, to be more, to explore. I don't know. Maybe these entities, maybe God, the big discovery is to go back to Him. That'll be like an adventure. We are separated from God because we are in this divine game of finding God again. You know, like a baby plays with the mom or dad, like hide and seek. You know, once the baby finds the dad or the mom, he gets very excited. Is this what we're doing here in life? We are supposed to discover God, and this Christian God is getting us stuck. See, you go through life trying to explore and discover God, and they put you this book in front of your face. This is what God is. Look, the book says, put it on your eyes, cover your eyes, so you don't see and continue searching and expanding. That's why I don't like any book. I don't like the Quran. I don't like the Bible. Group thinking, same thing. Getting stuck in life. No. If you get to listen to this video, you listen to this, whatever I'm sharing with you, you will find that I ask a lot of questions. I like to ask questions. I like to understand things. If there's a God, God made me with this mentality, with this eagerness to understand things. That's one of the reasons I make these videos. To whoever wants to listen, hey, the book is keeping you stuck in life. Is making you happy right now? Yes, I understand. It made me happy too in a certain period of my life. Then, because I was not longer moving in life, I was stuck in this book. I was no longer exploring, looking for God, no longer discovering anything. Everything was in the book and presented to you. I'm like, I feel stuck. God, Lord, I'm so sorry, but there's something about this book that is starting to make me feel bad. I feel stuck. I'm so sorry if I ask you to please let me go, if you're really alive, but I think I have to move on. Sorry. Put the book down. No more. Did that. Suddenly, I stopped hearing about spirits, dragons, demons, sacrifices, wars. Then I started like reasoning. I'm like, what was I thinking? What was I so involved in this book? What was wrong with me? Why did I accept? This is just information. I used to call it the Word of God. The Bible. Javier, it's just a book. It's printed with a machine. Why? What were you thinking? How broken emotionally were you that you decided to accept this information as real? Nothing, not one thing in the book you can tell that you witness. Nothing. There's only one thing. Belief. That's all I had. I believe that the information in the book was real. I didn't know. It was just a belief. But anyways, move, explore, and discovery. I like that way better than the crazy book. So, if I want to move in life and explore and discovery, can that take place if I go around killing people? No, I don't do it. I also don't go around killing people because they can kill me back. So I don't want to promote these activities. Need no God for moralities. I figured it out myself. If I go around peeing and doing harm and stealing and destroying, would that get me to moving, exploring, and discovering? No. You're going to put me in jail. You're going to stop moving. No more exploring, no more discovering. So you know what? I'm not going to do those things. Besides that, if I steal from someone, probably they're going to steal from me. If I get violent with someone, probably they can get violent back to me. I'm like, you know what? I have a brain. I can think. I can figure it out myself. Don't be doing things to others that you don't want done to yourself. No God needed for that. I figured it out myself. And I go back again to the same thing. These actions in my life would take me to moving, exploring, and discovering. No. So I don't do them. Making these videos help me to move, explore, and discover? Yes, I could discover someone out there that has different opinions than me. Probably it will help me to uncover more of this life by asking questions, by giving opinions, by bringing some other conversation than a God. I want to offer something different from the people talking about God in the internet. You know what? The common denominator between all the people that talk about God in YouTube and outside of YouTube, you know what it is? Guess what? Money. They all make money. So you know what? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make money doing the exact opposite. Instead of talking about God and demons and spirits and sacrifices, I'm going to talk about understanding. I'm going to talk about being honest. I'm going to talk about being transparent. I'm going to talk about how about we talk about how to go to Mars. How about we talk about what happens after death? Maybe we can understand more how the brain works. How about we analyze this possibility that we live in a farm? How about we ask more questions? No, the Bible says. I think if you get to listen to this video, this recorded video, and you go through this whole entire video, you will get, like they say, you will get my drift. Open the mind, learn, acquire more information. That's my humble opinion. Okay, it's been an hour. I tried to do these videos, live streams for an hour, no more, unless someone wants to ask me a question or provide a comment. But not being anything like that. I don't know if there's someone listening, but no questions on the chat. So I'll close it here. If you saw this video, record it. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.